Good morning, Celtic fans, and welcome back to the channel. There's big news this morning, and it looks like Celtic might have missed out on a player that in the live chat yesterday, last night, in fact, a lot of people were talking in the live chat and video saying that we should go for this player, but it looks like we've missed out on him. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure that you do, because you need to be subscribed to comment on the live chat video. And the live chat videos are going to go out most evenings just now at 6 p.m. UK time. So make sure you join that, and 6 p.m. on a Sunday, which is always a good one. Okay, we're going to talk about James Forrest, we're going to talk about Kiwon, and there's a Celtic duo went out on loan today. If you remember back to when Celtic were in Portugal, and everyone got a bit excited about Joe Hart doing some training with young Toby. It looks like Toby, the young goalkeeper, and Matthew Anderson have went out on loans to a team in Austria. Celtic have obviously got this thing with this club in Austria. Rather than having the players play in the lower league in Scotland, they're putting them out to the second division in Austria to give them first team game time. They've put them out to that team with the knowledge that they are going to be getting first-hand experience in the first team, which is good, and that Celtic are looking to put out other players, and at Christmas this is suggesting. It's good for the players, it's good for the fact that, I mean, they can only progress so far in the lowland leagues, but as the second division in Austria any better, and the fact that it puts them out in a different country, it takes them away from the limelight of Scotland and prying eyes on the shores of this island that they call the UK. So, with that being said, the two of them are going out. They've jetted out to Austria to join Armada Wacker. What a name for a club. The keeper and the young left back obviously finalised their season-long loans. I think it's a good move for Toby, just to get him first team action if it's playing in a kind of half decent competitive league. And playing in the lower tier in Scotland for the Celtic B team isn't going to really progress him any, and I think it's a good move by Celtic to get him out there and get him playing on a regular basis in a competitive atmosphere. Tell me what you think about that in the comments, or should we have kept Toby, because it looks like he is one for the future at the club. Should we have kept him at the club to try and progress him through the club? But with the amount of keepers that we've got just now, he is just a young lad. So yeah, I think it's a good move by Celtic. So tell me what you think in the comments for that one. Kiwon obviously signed the deal yesterday. There will be another signing announcement imminent today with the big No Rocky coming in. And if you're on the live last night also, you would have seen this picture that has been all over the internet. It's the three players obviously getting their picture taken together, which will be released by Celtic also today by the looks of it. The 22-year-old midfield player who signed yesterday with his fellow South Korean Yang will also join as a South Korean contingent. Now, there's some crazy comments in the videos from last night saying how will Rodgers be able to coach this team when it's full of people that can't speak English? Just pretty much the same way Ange Postecoglou really did his work, and it was with translators. You know, it is 2023. These guys do come with a lot of experience, and Ange Postecoglou can't speak Japanese. He worked in Japan and coached the team in Japan through translators. So I think people getting about, they're thinking things that aren't going to happen. Anyway, the player did go on to say, Kiwon went on to say, I'm very happy to join this club. It's a big honour for me. Now I am a Celtic player. I'm ready to fight. Let's fight together in paradise. That'll be on t-shirts in a few weeks. In fact, it'll be on t-shirts in a few days. Let's fight together in paradise, he says. One player that has to fight for his position, and then a player that said that he's no further ahead than anyone else in the squad, even though it's been suggested that he is James Forrest. James Forrest says that Brendan obviously got the best out of him the last time round and helped boost his career. But he has to do it all over again. He has to prove himself all over again, and he's been doing that in the pre-season. So he's had to work even harder just to make sure, because obviously James was injured quite a bit last season and didn't make it into the team as much as he would have thought with Jota being in the team. But what he has done is he's made sure that he's been fighting pre-season to make sure that he gets the gaffer's eye. You got to remember, James Forrest has won 22 medals. It's been fantastic for it over the years. Brendan Rodgers got the best out of him when we won back-to-back trebles. I think that Brendan Rodgers will bring the best out of him again. He'll bring the best out of a lot of players at the club. James Forrest went to say he doesn't believe that he's got a head start over others at the club. He says, you can't think like that. As much as he knows me, he's going to do what's the best for me and the team. The club was absolutely buzzing after all the success Ange Postecoglou had at Celtic, and there's been such a good feeling the last few years. When Brendan left, it was difficult. He says, but for someone that had such success at the club have done unreal picking the gaffer to come back, says James Forrest. Forrest will no doubt wish that the manager came back sooner, but he's came back, and it's going to be difficult for James because he's got this testimonial. And James doesn't like to be in the limelight. He's one player like Callum McGregor that's never had any social media, which is, I think that's a good thing, and I think that's what gave him the longevity at Celtic. I mean, I know that Scott Brown used to take the mince out of the two of them and saying that they're not on social media at all. And, Scott used to rip them to death for that. But I think it's been a good thing for him. James does have his testimonial again at Atletico Bilbao next week. I think that'll be a fantastic occasion. Forrest was obviously linked with a move away a few years ago, but that never happened. But we still have a half-decent player on our hands. You've got to remember as well, a lot of people saying that James Forrest is done. And you think about it this way. People were saying that Scott Brown was done. Scott Brown was past it. And then in comes walked Brendan Rodgers and completely turned Scott Brown's career around at Celtic. And people forget about that. People do. People forget about that. There was a lot of Celtic fans at the time when Brendan came in saying, like, he'll not stay, Brendan will not keep him, he's done, he's past it, his legs are gone. All things like this. But then Scott went on and he got us all the way to the 9 in a row. So, just be careful what you wish for, because I think James will put in the work and have a good season with us. So, let's get to this big announcement that Fabrizio Romano made. A lot of people in the live last night were looking for Javier, the Dutch player, to come in. He says we could have got him for 1.5 million, but he said he understands that Sampdoria are prepared to submit a bid for the Dutch player, who's already agreed personal terms. Now, the fact he's a defender, and I think people were maybe hoping that we went for him. We brought in the other defender, so I think our business in that part of the area might be done. Tell me your thought in the comments with that. There will be a live tonight at 6 p.m. UK time, so make sure that you join us for that. It's always fantastic to get as many people on with the comments as possible. I try and get as many comments as I can up on the videos. So on that note, have a great day, Celtic fans all around the world.
Lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll up to